Okay, so we have a retrograde remedy, pick a card, pick a pile reading. The choices today are going to be 77, 555, or 1212. 77, 555, or 1212. Please pick the one that calls out to you, most that you intuitively feel guided to. Please take a minute, take a breath, take a pause, tune in, as well as if you feel intuitively guided to more than one pile, or you come back to this timeless reading whenever it finds you and a different number resonates, I invite you to lean into that, as well as watch and rewatch these kinds of pick a card readings. Like, come back in a couple weeks after there's been some time for things to play out and really see how it played out into what depth. The fact that I'm even starting off with this guidance of how to interact with this video, I'm feeling as though this is spirit really uplifting and emphasizing the review energies that are very much stereotypical, let alone just very, very real when it comes to retrograde readings. And I just saw 111 on the timer. So there's this emphasis of give yourself time to like reread things, re-listen to things, really review and reconsider. This is if you've been having some, I want to say, if you've noticed that maybe your absorption and or retention of information or things coming at you is feeling a bit like you're not grasping it as quickly or not holding it as much, that's also normal at the time that this finds you. I feel as though spirit is wanting me to offer a little bit of reassurance and comfort for whatever transformative process you're in and going through right now. So the reviewing and the re-listening, it's mainly to, I almost said twofold, but it's really multi-pronged. They're having me even change the language too. Part of it is by developing this habit of reviewing things, re-listening to things, rereading things, we are also engaging in this can really help slow things down in a way that is beneficial, in the sense of not rushing towards things, not rushing forwards, not giving into any unnecessary, urgency or rush. Yeah, there's definitely, even the way they just had me slow down and pause like that, there is, and this is for everybody, every pile, as I start to shuffle. As many people have said, and it's not novel, healing is not inherently linear, although we may experience and perceive healing in linear terms, given that we are living, on a planet and in an existence that has the conception and experience of time that it does. Spirit is wanting me to remind that while zoomed out on a human level, healing can be seen as linear. When we are in the midst of deep healing and transformative and transmutational processes and evolution, things can come and go in what feels like waves, sometimes even a yo-yoing effect or a roller coaster effect. And this is where the faith is really coming into play, is that while riding these waves, experiencing the roller coaster, perhaps feeling like a yo-yo at times, is to hold space for those like whatever feelings and emotions and sensations come up through those wavy processes, and to give ourselves the moment and space to feel whatever feels we need to, and have moments, be human, to nurture, nourish, and comfort ourselves, ground ourselves especially. And as we come back to center, is to come back into the knowing, let alone the decision, coming back into the knowing and assurance that we are progressing. We are moving forward no matter what. That even in the most down moments, even in the moments of flare ups, of pains, of what have you, we are still moving forward. We're not regressing. We're not going backwards. We're not stagnating. We're not failing. We're not falling behind. So this message, and for this collective that's coming through for all the piles, this is a reassurance that you are moving forward and that this retrograde period really is bringing in the medicine that is, and that's why we're doing a remedy, right? Medicine and remedies. Like, even if it feels like you're in the throes of it in the moment, it's still getting you and moving you towards the version of yourself that is more calibrated, more attuned, more optimal. Okay? All right, so we're going to start with pile 77. So 77. We're going to begin with a mystical shaman oracle. I really wanted to get grounded wisdom for this remedy. So we're going to begin with a mystical shaman oracle, then we'll get some tarot cards to kind of flesh this out. So pile 77, number 77. What card do we have for the collective? And now with this 7-7, repeating sevens collective, what I'm getting is, especially with this number, if you felt intuitively guided towards this one, your holy team, especially the Holy Spirit source, and your ancestors too, especially Holy Spirit and ancestors who really have an elderly feel, like ancestors who really present with like grandfatherly, grandmotherly, like grandparent, loving, wise, non-judgmental, highly insightful. Like, these energies are very close, let alone the Holy Spirit coming through as like the comforter of you right now. So with this pile and collective, if you've been feeling a little bit more raw, a little bit more sensitive, where you feel as though maybe even identifying as a little bit more like emotionally expressive, or emotions more quickly and easily wanting to come up and be physically experienced and expressed, the Holy Spirit and your ancestors are letting you know that they are very close by and they are available to hug and to hold you and support you right now. This collective, this pile, you're in a unique position because your faith is consistent. It's not as if your faith wobbles in the sense of doubt. I don't feel as though you're wobbling with doubt or denial of your blessings or what's going on. This is more so the collective where you're feeling your belief in faith and you honor your faith, yet in this now moment, you're not inherently feeling the comfort. You're not inherently feeling the nurture and nourishment. And I feel like because you really are such a loving and grateful person and soul, and also very respectful, I feel as though in some ways you may have even had a hard time naming this, identifying this, giving language and voice to these feelings. And it's not that you're inherently avoidant. No, I feel as though with this collective, it's because you are so grateful and respectful of the divine that you don't want to, like, I feel like you don't want to come off as a brat. You don't want to come off as being whiny, as needing too much, doing too much. This is my collective where it's like, you're so ready to be the divine and sacred warrior that you are. And you have been throughout your life, and so independent, so tough, so persevering, so strong. Like, this is the person who gets, like, not, what do they say, knocked down 10 times, you'll get up 11. You know what I'm saying? 9 lives kind of cat. This is my badass divine warrior, sacred warrior, who is quite frankly so used to battles, and so used to having to be a wounded healer, having to heal in motion, having to move forward while like healing as you go, tending to your wounds like as best as you can with limited resources, limited materials, little supplies. Like this is my collective where you've been on battlefields and you've had battlefield medicine, you know, like battlefield medics, battlefield interventions, and you know, really great, really important. Some of these interventions really got rid of things completely. However, a lot of them was like, okay, we're going to do the best kind of care we can do with limited resources. And also what I'm feeling was like this perception of limited time. Like it wasn't the time and space for a deep recovery. It's like I said, if we were on battlefields, in war zones, like behind enemy lines, in unfriendly territories, it's not like, let's say something happened that really would require and necessitate a deeper recovery and healing, where let's say you need to be in a safe and stable location and very peaceful location for an extended period of time so that your body, mind, and spirit can heal up, can get right. However, it's like if you're in enemy territory and battlefield lines, it's like there is no safe medical facility, you know, for you to go and heal in. It's not until you are in a safer land and safer vibe that you can do so. And I feel as though with this collective, because of these like, it's almost like PTSD, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is not to minimize anything. I feel as though I'm getting this energy and language of PTSD type vibes where you are in a place and space now where you can engage in more recovery. And in particular, like, even before that step, Spirit is encouraging and wanting you to feel more comfortable acknowledging your needs for support, your needs for help, your needs for assistance with this recovery, and this need for external interventions and support to move forward, like truly more recalibrated and getting to the more ideal phase in life. It's even taking a step back out of like warrior mode, reminding yourself like, yes, you will always be, you know, a divine and sacred warrior. Nobody can take away your history, your accolades, your experience, your truth. No. Yet this is a season and a time in life where you're really being asked and invited to live more in peace and receive. It's like you've done all the work to get yourself into a village and peaceful community and out of war zones. And it's like you're more in that space than not. However, now it's about allowing yourself to more fully engage with and receive from community in addition to what you give. You've done so much work to like defend the community and like literally sacrifice a lot of yourself so that the community can exist or continue to exist. And now it's time to really like retire a lot of that frontline energy and frontline battle sacrifice and scarcity and step into this more like civilian abundance. And civilian support. And it's really interesting, this language and everything that they're bringing through. I did not expect that for this collective. So, all right, pile 77. With this coming through organically, let's see what does the mystical shaman oracle, what do your ancestors and the holiest spirit have to say? Thank you. We have the seer with card 45, number 45, card 45 with the seer. Taking a pause and a nice breath. What really drew me in quite prominently Ooh, and now I'm feeling a sensation in my knee. Okay, that was interesting. And that's been one of the places that's been giving me some challenge since injury. So I find it interesting, like that pain and that comes through as I'm dialing into this. As I was saying, when I was looking at the seer card, I was very strongly pulled to the red on the character's face as well as in their feather, that red color, that red energy, instantly taking me to root chakra and ancestral connection and wisdom. Like that was coming through right off the back. It was an ancestor vibe. Um, and what's interesting, it's kind of like not at first glance, but there's that jaguar up in the mix. And this jaguar often representing, transformation, shape-shifting energies, adaptability, flexibility. Like an awareness of how to move and the wise way to move, how quiet versus how loud to make one's presence known, when to go in for something, when to strike versus when to wait. And the seer has their eyes closed as well, clearly going inward, channeling, connecting with spirit, with ancestor, with nature, with the animal spirits, the power animals, the elements, listening to all of the different sources of support and wisdom that are around, and not relying on their own understanding, not relying on their own individual human analysis, leveraging their knowledge, leveraging their intellect as well, of course, yet not using that exclusively. There's something with this collective where what you carry, what you have carried, it is everything of yourself and in your own life, as well as this is for collective, where I really do want to name and acknowledge like the ability to be carrying essentially generational density forward. And you can redefine density however you want. That can mean generational trauma. Some people may identify curses or things of that nature. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to use density as like a catch-all term. You can like subdefine that how you want, how you will. I'm getting this energy though. It's like what you are healing and calibrating right now, and the opening up to an allowance of support and help that you're being like invited to step further into, the opening up and receiving more care from community and transitioning into that more peaceful state and allowing for that civilian care type of energy coming through. Not only is this a part of your healing in this immediate sense, in this present day and time that this timeless oracle finds you, like you hearing me loud, live, and in color, it's for you, the you that's listening. It's also going to have a cross-dimensional, like cross-temporal effect. It is something that is also bringing in a deeper healing and release, transmutation for any generational density that you are also carrying and contributing to the uplift and, recalibration of. This extends beyond you. This is something that's going to positively impact your reality, let alone like in a way across time and space. Like as they say, it's going to help you and the bloodline and the family line and the soul line. This is going to have effects on your real local environment and your community and the people around you as well. Your healing process, your healing truth, you modeling strength and power that is also vulnerable, and disrupting and disengaging and disabling narratives and mindsets and perspectives that Ooh, interesting. Now I'm getting especially like masculine wounded energy, like stuff that has essentially provided. Ooh, we're definitely getting into the masculine now. Um, with this collective, thank you, Spirit. You are being asked to step into a deeper level of masculine healing, like allowing the masculine parts of yourself to be healed, like whatever could be the masculine energy and polarity and part of you. That is what is needing and has been needing more healing at the time that this message finds you. And Spirit is guiding you into really like learning and reprogramming yourself to accept that the masculine energy, that warrior, that physical form, the fighter, the defender, the provider, those parts of you that truly need help and support and intercession, grace, compassion, alliances, like supportive change, you are now redefining, you're being recalibrated to disrupt and let go of weakness that has kept your masculine side of self, your masculine energy, masculine figures in your life and bloodline silent. And whether that be from shame, from pride, from fear, from guilt, from unworthiness, you are healing and letting go of masculine wounds that have blocked you from healing and support and care. Masculine wounds that have kept you and your bloodline as trying to being a survivor and provider while, doing your best to, claim to be a thriver, and not saying you weren't successful in that way, but doing so much to move towards thriving, yet hyper masculinized independence blocking actual thriving, because actual thriving is in abundance, and abundance involves, like, abundance is co-creative, and thus it is interpersonal, is interactive, it has social elements. Yes, there are independent forms of abundance and individual, of course, yet abundance overall requires us co-creating in this world, and that means we need to be interacting with others, let alone other species and other beings. It's not just being an island of one. It's not just being like this soul warrior by yourself. You're leveling up where you are, you have already, yet this is a next layer of breaking you down to break through. And that's not to scare you or overwhelm you. But what's breaking down are masculine blockages and wounds that no longer serve you. You are being called to step more into your feminine energy and mode more consistently and more regularly, and feeling worthy. Feeling worthy, not doubting yourself, not denying yourself, not blocking support, not blocking help. Yes, having boundaries. Yes, having discernment, not just accepting for any and everyone, making sure terms and agreements, terms and conditions are clear. Absolutely. I'm not sitting here just setting you up for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. What is going on though is you're being put into, or you already are. You are now going through, especially I'm getting a lot of the mental transformation is happening right now, let alone the mental and emotional and energetic, like the connections there. Where you're now being tasked with honoring your masculine energy and desires and impulses and initiatives, recalibrating them in alignment with your new capacity and with a way of being that gives greater time and space and embodiment of your feminine energy and your feminine needs. This is you essentially honoring more of your intuitively provided like wisdom and channels and really being and sitting more in the feminine energy more consistently, and activating and utilizing the masculine from this more intuitively guided space, and not only intuitively guided, also straight up more nurtured and nourished place. For some, you're being recalibrated and rewired where life is actually teaching you and requiring you to learn how to essentially let the feminine guide and lead you more. It's like, you know, when they say the feminine guides and the masculine leads, and in some ways that can sound like confusing. Yeah, in reality, it's a matter of like energy and like their alliance and their collaboration. You've been put more into position now where you are requiring more healing and help and support that is putting you more in a feminine energy by design, and is requiring you to essentially be guided and living your life from the instructions, downloads, and transmissions coming from your feminine polarity. And so you're being guided by the feminine. The feminine guidance is teaching you and showing you how to lead yourself and essentially take leadership, you know, of yourself, of your day, of your resources, of your time. The feminine is playing a more powerful and equal, and if not even in some cases greater role. Whereas maybe in past seasons or a lot of your life, or maybe even all your life, you know, depending, you've pretty much been led and reacting and responding from a more masculine sacred warrior kind of space, battlefield kind of space. And now you're coming out of that. You've transitioned out of it really, but now you're more so living out the transition and the recalibration, the resetting of the nervous system, the reprogramming of your mindset, of your perspective, of your energy, essentially how to live and lead this life. Okay? So we're gonna listen to the book right quick from, actually no, it's Spirit saying give the tarot first, based off of this intuitive channel. And wow, like pile 77, your channel was really coming in like very full. I love this. Okay, please, Spirit, can we get some tarot? Here we go. Queen of Cups. Okay, confirmation, listening to the feminine, to the intuition. The Nine of Cups. Okay, I love that. Some positive news, especially I feel as though with this collective really needing it, because it's like it's known and it's, you know, good things are happening, you believe good things are happening, yet I feel as though in this now moment there hasn't been as much of the feeling per se. Okay, we have a 3-card spread. We have the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So this is really lovely. Okay. Yeah, I feel as though Spirit is advising you. Spirit wants you sitting pretty, and if you can, really sitting in a state of relaxation. And I'm getting a sense of like, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, but I don't want you in an energy of, they're really going into my childhood here, so that might be something for you. They want an energy of, this is the faith, like the new beginning and the new creative, passionate blessing and project, like whatever you've been wanting to come in and give you like a real, I'm getting an opportunity that really connects with the spark of light, the re-spark that you really have rekindled. Like you're looking for a place to channel and apply this wisdom and magic. Because it's like you've done the work to really cultivate your energy and you're doing it now. That's why we got this channel with support, right? Like you are doing the things it takes to make the most out of your situation and be ready for an opportunity. I feel like with this collective, you've been ready, and yet everything I channeled thus far with Spirit having me break all of that down as where you're at and what's being advised for you. Because you've been receiving so many messages and downloads about like upcoming opportunities, golden opportunities, great things coming in, blah 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 blah. It's like you have heard it and you choose to believe it, yet it's like you can feel it close, yet it's like the linear time experience of it. You're like, okay, but it's like I feel it far away, but I don't feel it close. So you're not negating it, but it doesn't feel close to you. And the reason why is spirit, slow me down. It's like everything I was channeling for you thus far in your pile. You're needing and being guided to step even further into that open, receptive, feminine energy, allowing in support, allowing in help. Like it's almost like you've got to open up a bit more to really let in what's coming for you and for whatever is coming towards you to even find you. So it's like we've got to be a little bit more in the receptive mode. It's coming through. So with this Nine of Cups, I feel the stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Yet Spirit doesn't want you inherently, I'm getting the sense of, they don't want you just viewing yourself as benched, sitting on the bench and just waiting to be in the game, like waiting to be invited back onto a certain stage or platform. Like what I'm getting is rather than sitting here like all dressed up just waiting for someone to come around and call you or invite you or tell you like you're on, this is about an energy where you are ready and available, but you're not a grab and go type of energy. You're not just a pick up and run with it energy, especially anymore. This is what Spirit is wanting to elevate you into energetically. It's like people need to seek you out. People need to approach you, find you, contact you, and give you ample time and resources to consider and respond to their opportunities. You're letting go of, like, this is not settling for any and everything and just taking, and not just taking an opportunity that kind of pops up with a level of like almost like last minute urgency, or it's like I'm getting higher value. It's like, and also a lot of this is because of the need of support and care that's going on in your life, especially on a physical level, is honoring your capacity more and really designing a life where you've let go and you are evolving out of scarcity, where opportunities, it's not to say that you don't have space for spontaneity. Of course, we can hold space for that. And if it works, it works. If it aligns. Yeah, this is more so being about the energy signature where it's like people need to come correct or not come at all. People need to come to you with plans and opportunities that are set up for more optimal success and less stress than a whole bunch of like last minute, let's go, let's make it work, always expecting you to be ready, expecting you to be waiting by the phone, expecting you to be like, you know, all dressed by the door with your coat on, just ready to like pick up and go. It's like, I feel Spirit saying with this collective, that's not the energy of readiness and preparedness they want you in. It's more like they want you mentally and emotionally and energetically open and ready for the amazing creative projects that are coming towards you, but not so ready where you're over eager. Thank you, Spirit. Like that's what we're trying to get. It's like we're getting you out of over eagerness, and where your excitement has you almost like commit to something or say yes to something too soon. It's like they want you to have space, and this is a retrograde remedy reading. So it's like having the space for consideration, for reconsideration. There is space here for progress and forward movement, and good things are coming in. Yet this is not about you just like rushing to apply your magic, your energy, your greatness at the first thing or the fastest thing that reaches you, or the thing that is like the easiest to just throw your energy or your attention or your labor into. Spirit wants you being more real about yourself too, and like not just making decisions where you, because you're so good at looking at the positive in things, you're so grateful for an opportunity. Okay, like for example, like Spirit loves to use me as an example. You know, I had to really take my time and really speak with Spirit this weekend because there was a potential like last minute pop-up opportunity where maybe I could have essentially done like a bartending gig for the day, like a 7 to 8 hour type of shift. And on the one hand, you know, obviously, grateful for the opportunity, like baseline grateful, let alone excited because it'd be like, oh, okay, this would be really cool. A new place, meeting new people, like fresh energy, fresh vibes. Like, yes, these are really great things. Yet at the same token, though, I have been having flare-ups with my physical body and kind of like not wanting. And it's not like I've been like fully cleared to go back to work in a full capacity. Like there's still been some like a lack of clarity of like, okay, how much to do versus not do, like how much weight to be on the leg and how much pressure and how long versus not, and like what would be detrimental because I don't want to do something that would actually like mess me up further. And I had to lean into myself and like sit with Spirit because, you know, there's the part of me that also wants money for bills and to continue with this medical care that I need and want. Yet Spirit didn't want me making a decision from like scarcity and chasing quick money and easy money that may have put cash in my pocket, but may have also then made me like worse off both physically and then energetically as well. Like doing too much too soon and hyping myself up about it, like focusing on all the positives, you know, all the very logical, good reasons, like, okay, well, money, you have bills, new people, friendly vibe, friendly atmosphere, like all of these like good reasons to work this gig. Yet I needed to tune into like what my body and even my intuition and the version of me that exists on the abundant timeline that I am / I'm becoming, how they would respond to this situation. Like what would I be doing if I believed and had faith that I am provided for and I care for? Would I go and work that gig, or would I trust that I can return to that offer and opportunity in the future or explore it when I feel more confident and more aligned and more trusting that I have like the energy and what it takes for that day in my physical body and it won't burn me out or mess me up more. Essentially, I had to believe in a greater abundance that's not seeking short-term gratitude that would only reaffirm a scarcity energy signature and vibration. Okay, so let me know and comment down below if this makes some sense to you. All right, so we're gonna get a closing goddess guidance oracle for this pile because you got like a full one. This feels like a personal reading for somebody, so contact me. Let me know, comment down below. We're gonna get goddess guidance, and I will close out with what the book says from the Mystical Shaman Oracle for the Seer card to see how it correlates. So please, goddesses, please assist us with an integration message and final like summary for pile 77, making the most of this. Ooh, guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Interesting. Oh my goddess. Okay, we're gonna take it. I'm gonna leave it on the table just for this pile. Because the bottom of this one, and I was thinking about this card throughout the time, the golden opportunity, and I said it. The golden opportunity coming. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them while practicing your discernment, because the doors are opening, the things are coming through, but you've got to go in the direction that really is in alignment with your soul's calling and your capacity. And I just saw 4004, and I know I had a short channeled message earlier this week with 4004. I think it was the one with same old mistakes, or the Carrie Hilson message. So go find that channeled message, pile 77, and listen to this. Now, with the guiding children, with Damara coming out towards the end, we're talking all about, I'm getting the Ace of Wands, like representing the golden opportunity. This is giving you a clue, collective. Now, for some of you, it may be working with children and or youth, young people, however you want to define that, like directly, like in a very direct capacity. That doesn't mean you have to be a teacher, for example, or working at a daycare or something like that. I mean, it could be in any position, but that may be the population you're serving. This could also be who you are if you're like creating content or something digitally too. Like this could be who you are aiming and directing your services towards. Now for others though, kind of like for healers, service providers, like a bit more generally, this could be towards like the inner children of people. Like essentially your work, your service helps people at their core. It's healing them in their fullness. And we know a lot of our wounds in life and a lot of our blocks that we are dealing with and remedying as adults stem from childhood. So essentially this may be about like the medicine or the projects you're called into are gonna really like help people really at a soul and core level. Like I'm getting this energy where you may be like helping adults, yet you're helping them in that like core place, leading them out of their core wounds, transitioning them out of these core and childhood like traumas and dynamics that no longer serve. Either way, this is like giving me energy of you are somebody who is a guide, a caretaking spirit. You're a loving and nourishing healer type of person. And so this next wave that you are going into, this next opportunity, there's going to be a service-related impact and influence. That's going to, okay, Spirit, thank you. This is like, especially with y'all, like I was saying before, where you're having multiple doors or multiple opportunities coming for you, like where you're like me, where you really had to practice discernment of like, do I accept this job, this opportunity or not? Something that can really help you gain that clarity when you're trying to figure out, do I accept this or not, basically the decision, is really clocking, is this in alignment with the impact, like the impact and service that your soul is seeking to make, that your soul is guiding you to make? Like, is this in alignment with where you're being called and who you're being called to serve and impact or not? Like, for example, for me, I was considering this job opportunity this past weekend, and I'm not saying I won't do it in the future, but like when I was really like leaning into, especially with my capacity and leaning into things, I was also thinking about like, is this what I want to be focusing on right now? And it was resonating as a no, like, maybe this isn't who I need to be focusing my energy in on. Like, I feel as though Spirit was like, how about put some more energy towards your events, both locally as well as online, and your content online, and focusing on the people and the souls that you're here to empower, essentially going more in on my spiritual work, my oracle work and readings and channeled messages and stuff like that. Go for that, things that are helping people that way. Whereas like, I mean, bartending is great, like it's awesome, and I'm not knocking it or shading it. However, it's like maybe the making of a drink isn't the same kind of and level of impact that a channeled word from Spirit is and gives. And so that's what they're also kind of bringing through. All right, let's see the seer card 45. Let's get the essence and then the invitation. Okay, so here's the book. Essence and invitation. I'll hold up the card while I read it. The essence. The seer represents the capacity to reach beyond the obvious details of life into the hidden realms where information is available to those with discernment to perceive it. This symbol represents psychic perception, intuition, and the capacity to know something without prior exposure. The seer knows truth, always seeks truth beyond all else, and sees reality as it truly is without judgment. The seer can read between the lines and understand what is not being said. He represents the power of clarity and being able to recognize patterns. Invitation. The seer invites you to trust your intuition and follow it as it leads you forward. You may feel lost when it appears that your hunch is taking you in circles, the waves, or even through a maze, but the hidden realms don't follow the rules of a two-dimensional map. Was I not talking about non-linear? Trust your gut and allow your perception of your circumstances to widen to include the nuances and subtle cues that you normally miss if you take things at face value. The seer has gifted you with his magic. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your vision is clear. So this is the thing. It's like, this is amazing affirmation and confirmation. Is like, you listening and really tuning in on the subtle and nuanced levels, especially in the waves of vibration and emotionality of what you're going through, to tune in and make a decision, make a choice, make a move in alignment with that highest version of self, the version of you that is most abundant, the you that is staying home and taking proper care of yourself and your body because you have faith and you believe in the faith and the promises of God, Goddess, and Source and the Divine, versus you having the pop-up, quick cash, quick gig opportunity that you're super grateful for, yet you're going into and then you're overexerting and possibly even hurting yourself more. As well as you're putting someone else's job, someone else's dream, and someone else's needs above your own. Taking away time and space from a project, passion and project, things of that nature, a platform that you actually could show up for and contribute to in alignment with your capacity, and possibly taking less capacity than this quick cash job would require of you. But maybe because the quick cash payout is not as visible with your passion project, there was the tension of what to choose. And this is about choosing you and your soul-guided project, your soul-guided paycheck, as opposed to the quick grab check, so to speak. Ooh, that was a word in and of itself. So comment down below if you are pile 77, what resonated with you, which card really called to you, which part, because I want to know who is out there and who this is resonating with. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You can book a personal reading using the links down below, okay? All right, I'm sending you love, hugs, and gratitude collective. I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide, and I hope to see you very soon. And go listen to that 4004 message. Mwah. All right. We are clearing the energy. We are getting ready for pile 555 vibes. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Pile 77, thank you for your time. This is pile 555. 77 had their moment, quite an extended moment. So, pile 555, coming into this, I'm getting an energy because I know 555 it can sometimes have the links to the Tower card in the tarot. So very much 555 is often associated with change and transformation. You'll see those keywords everywhere. And then some will even say, you know, it can be linked like the Tower energy with the sudden change. Even sometimes things that can feel or at first be experienced as chaos. What I'm getting with this collective and this energy right now, I'm getting like the 555, whereas I'm getting like the image of slot machines, like jackpot, where you'll see 777. However, this slot machine is showing me 555, and I feel like it's one of the ones where it's like five, and then we see the next one spinning for a minute, and then five, and then the next one for like a good second or moment, and five. Like I feel like it wasn't just like rapid 555. It was like we felt each five drop into place before the ding, ding, ding and flashing, and it was like the energy of feeling it all. What I'm getting with that metaphor and that energy, especially with the slot machine, is I feel as though there have been almost like quite a few of these sudden change or sudden transformational moments in your life, particularly on every layer of level. It was like ding, 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 physical, ding, 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 emotional, ding, 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 mental, all together now, spiritual and energetic. It's like these things really like hitting you on each layer and level. Yeah, it's like there would be almost like, even though they're all kind of together, there is a togetherness. It's like each lane has its distinction, right? Each layer and level or plane has its distinction where things kind of hit or fell in its own distinct way while still being a part of the greater whole. So I feel like it's like if you had an incident, a physical injury came in, and then there was like a follow-up appointment that had information around it that then hit emotionally, to then, as you process it, also came through with like a mental pivot or shift now. That was a big change. So it was kind of like a trickling effect of changes. Trickling transformation. Like it entered one way and it's rippling out and it's hitting on all layers and levels while being a part of a chapter or a series, a saga in and of itself. Very interesting energy and a lot of language around this. So there's nuance, layers, and levels to this. And throughout it though, I feel as though I'm getting an energy where in moments there was like surprise. Like as things came in, I'm getting energy of like, oh, like, oh, and wow type moments and vibes. Things where it was kind of like a bit of surprise. I'm not getting overwhelming shock though. It's like, I feel as though it's like we're getting surprised and stuff because on the conscious, cognitive, human level, experiencing things in linear time, like when it comes to the forefront of your awareness, that gives that oh moment. Yet I feel as though it wasn't full-blown shock because a lot in your gut and your instincts, at your core, you are already feeling and so in the energy of change and so expecting of change, so immersed in change, that it didn't shock your system because you were already energetically in a state of change, expecting change, anticipating change, embodying and being in change. So now this is kind of like a reconciliation energy, a reconciliation remedy and collective, where now that there's been all of these like aligned changes for alignment, what are you being asked for? What are you being guided towards to really like recalibrate and essentially move forward and leverage these in the optimal way, and the way that serves you best? It's like with this collective, I'm getting, it's like there's been so much change and like these sudden developments is a word coming through. And a lot of evolving on the fly and adapting on the fly, where and now I'm hearing Rihanna's song in my head. What's that song? I don't even remember what album it's from. What now? I just can't figure it out. I know I'm a little bit off. Thank you, especially trying to do Rihanna. But it's like, is the song called What Now? But she's like, what now? I just can't figure it out. Like this is the energy. Like, this is your energy where it's like, what now? It's just like, okay, what now? What next? What to do? Like, you're kind of almost having this energy with spirit where it's like, what do you want? Like, you're almost like putting it, and you're not doing it to be a brat or whatever towards them. But yeah, a part of you is literally like, what do you want? Like, from spirit. Like, a part of you is like because so much has been going on, so much change, so many things. Like you've just been having to like really like adapt. And I feel at some moments you've even been like treading water. And yet at the same token, it's like you don't, building off of the general collective one I did in the beginning of this message, it's like that gratitude energy is like you're not trying to seem ungrateful, seem dramatic, like doing too much. It's like this situation where I feel like life is doing too much, like in and around you, yet for what you can control in yourself, like you're not doing too much, you're doing your best not to do too much. And with all of that, you're like low-key getting a bit annoyed with spirit, with all this 555 energy, like slot machines where it's like they're trying to make a game out of it because life is a game, but then a part of you is like, I'm getting that energy of like Pokemon trees, like I ain't joking, bitch. You know what I mean? Like a part of you is like, okay, I get it. This is like, yo, this is so funny, this metaphor. It's like, I get it. This is Drag Race. This is a reality TV show, game show, competition. Like, it's supposed to be fun and playful. But then there are these moments where it's like, but this is a competition and I want to win and da-da-da, you know? And it's like, and you literally get challenges, like you receive challenges. They're like a surprise, and then you get like main challenges, and you also get like these surprise random ass mini challenges where you literally have less resources, less time, and it's like, okay, based on that, like how do you respond? How do you react? What do you do? How do you create? And with the mini challenge, it's like we could view it like different kind of ways. We could either stay in the energy of stress and frustration and be like, oh my God, I only have 20 minutes. Oh my God, I don't have enough time to like do my face, beat my face and look nice and glue down my wig and pick out the right outfit and get padded and pack the titties, like whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Cohesive look. It's like you have literally been given mini challenges. Mini challenges to literally do your best while busted. Whether like looking busted, feeling busted. Oh my God, I love this channel. Dead ass. Like you were giving these things so that you could be busted and learn and witness like, wow, look at how great, like look at the greatness you produce, you co-create, that you share. Like in these mini challenge situations, like God really showcasing to you, like, look at how much you do with a little. Like, look at how you've really made a lot out of a little. And then also look at, like, when you really just let stuff be a game. Like, when you really learn to take the piss out of life, as the Brits say. Like, take the piss out of things. Like, really laugh things off, make light of things. Like, once you allow yourself to accept, like, okay, well, the game is rigged. The rigged deck. Like, this is what we're dealing with. And you just get over the, like, the shock-induced frustration and or shock-induced anger or whatever it could be, or like bitchiness, like whatever it may be. Like once you get over that and you're just like, all right, well, it is what it is. So let me have the most fun with what I've got. Let me make the most out of what I've got going on here. That's when like spirit is almost showcasing to you, like, is really wanting you to see how you can even play. Like you can even play in stressful situations. You can even make play in situations where people are intentionally rigging the game for you to have a challenge. Now, of course, it's up for you to practice your discernment about like what games you're going to play, what environments you want to play in, which ones are worth it, right? Like Drag Race ain't for everybody type thing. But like ultimately, it's like Spirit wants you to continue remembering, keeping that end in mind, keeping that victory in mind, keeping that big platform you've been wanting in mind. So sticking with the Drag Race metaphor is like really thinking about what would you do? What are you doing as a queen with the crown? How are you living your best life with the crown? How are you living your best life at the finale? And let alone with what comes afterwards. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to keep remembering you're a winner, baby. Like you are a winner. no matter what, as well as, the Rue song, losing is the new winning. Like, also, like, being like, yo, okay, I knew that song was gonna come around for a channel at some point this week. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We are in this 555 pile. Girl, like, you're so in the mini challenges, like, and you're so feeling like, oh my gosh, like, this drag race metaphor is so for you for this pile right now. You're like the girls and the queens on the show where it's like, it's been several weeks in, several main challenges, mini challenges. You've had ups, you've had downs, you've had situations where you've responded to the challenge and you felt like you had a great response, like stuff was swimming, flowing, like top of the top, like legendary legend stars, you know what I'm saying? Like Rue Peter badge, you know what I'm saying? Like top 2 of the week. And then it's like these other weeks, you get these other challenges where it's like you're bottoming out, like lip syncing for your life, treading for your life. You're like, oh my God, like, you're like, people are misperceiving you. You're like, oh my God, like, why are people like not seeing me like the way that I am? Like, what's going on? Like, questioning your identity, questioning your drag, like legit, like going through it, but still in the competition. Didn't give up, had wobbly moments. Maybe you had a moment where like you had, your Melinda Verga moment where you had your titty attack and you freaked out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you had a moment like your Michaela Couture where you spazzed. I was watching Canada recently, so all the Canada Drag Race references. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you had your Aja moment where you even went off about like how somebody else was being treated, and it's just kind of like, why am I getting this gag and this gig? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you keep going. You stay in the competition. Like, like Spirit is showcasing to me. It was like going through all of this to showcase to you, like, you really are that multi-dimensional, multi-faceted, multi-talented queen, where even if you're not the best in like each individual discrete category, it's like the total package energy you're providing, in addition to the fact that you showcase, like, you do improve and you grow, whether it's both in your areas of strength in addition to your areas of greater vulnerability and where you could have maybe need greater improvement, or more demonstrable improvement. Like, plus you are one people want to work with. Like, you are a star in addition to a rising and growing star. You are teachable, you are coachable, you are collaborative, you are mature, you take accountability, you're responsible, you give a crap about yourself, about your image, about the environment, about the team, about the collective. Like, for the people who truly see you and feel you and give you a chance and don't prejudge you and don't surface level judge you, who don't play into other people's like gossip, hype, and whatever discrimination, BS, like the people who truly see you, like the souls who really give your light the chance, like, wow. Like, you are an A1 teammate. You are an A1 contestant. You are an A1 participant, A1 audience member, let alone like community member, tribe member. You are one to have around. Like, you are a gem. And the gag is, it's like, a lot of people know that. However, it's like in whatever recent phase or cycle in life, it's like you've been on Drag Race. And so you've been, and this is like Drag Race original season. This is not an all-star season. And this is not an all-stars non-elimination season. Spirit is having me be specific with the metaphor. They're having me say that because on this original season, remember, it's like we have a lot of, and it's like they're having me remember, it's like, at the end, it really is a competition. And especially on original seasons, that sense of competition sometimes is dialed up. The sense of competition between the queens. Whereas normally on an all-star season, yes, the queens are competing with each other, fiercely. It's usually more of a competition of the queen and like themselves, their previous limitations, their current self-perceived limitations, their reputation, wrestling with the past. You know what I'm saying? it's a different vibe. So they're having me say, like, you know, this is your first season and you've been surrounded by a lot of competitive energies with a lot of other people who are not that secure, with a lot of other people who, whereas maybe you're one of the competitors who's coming on the show really trying to be a queen of abundance, right? Like your vibration is about abundance. And that's how you choose to conduct yourself. Yet in this version, you may be around some queens who are about abundance and not about the drama. And then you have others who are very much like in the scarcity, in the hyper competitiveness, in all of that. And you've literally been navigating all of these vibrations of others, vibration of yourself in an intentionally stressful container. And Spirit is basically letting me know you manifested being in this container because you wanted to win that crown and what comes with it and what comes after. Yet in order to be the winner and carrier of that crown and what comes afterwards, it's like you've needed to go through the gauntlet of all of these trials, tests, and challenges so that not only can you sustain what you win afterwards, you can thrive and get to the new and next layers and levels. So whatever has been this more tough, challenging time in life, especially where you have dealt with maybe a lot of rejection or competition or scarcity with people around you that you trusted or wanted to trust, or you shared some kind of thing in common, and yet maybe they let you down or disappointed you, or they weren't really there for you, or you know, in the supportive way that you wanted, where it's like maybe you felt like you couldn't really ask for support or couldn't rely and trust it. It's like, it's because of the scarcity and challenge environment you were placed in this most recent season of your life. And you're now like out of that, coming out of that. But Spirit had you in that season, in that environment for a reason. So that you really were reprogramming and recommitting to abundance, as well as like reprogramming and being recommitted to this abundant version of self that you've always wanted to be. Like really being in that environment, in that container, in that perspective where you really had to choose what kind of queen, what kind of contestant you wanted to be. How do you want to win this crown? What kind of world and workroom are you seeking to co-create and be a part of? And you're like, and learning, and you've like really been practicing like non-judgment and non-attachment and discernment with queens who maybe have ways of being that don't resonate with you, and allowing yourself to have your opinion and be like, hey, I don't like those ways. I honor their path and I'm not negatively judging them. That's for God, Goddess, Source to do and handle. But I have decided that way of being, that way of behavior is not me. It's not my brand. I don't need to play in scarcity in order to get ahead. I may need to play these games and challenges as they pop up for this show. However, I'm going to do so in alignment with my integrity, with my authenticity. You're like, I don't need to become shady or foul to get ahead. Like, you were not putting people down and robbing people of their joy and their moment while pursuing and embracing yours. Wow, I'm loving these channels. Okay, 555. Let's get your mystical shaman oracle. Let's get some cards on the board for you. Straight up pure channels coming in with this collective, this overall reading. What's the tea for our collective with our next drag superstar? The Gatherer with card 21. And I see it and I'm looking at the pumpkin. I know we're in harvest season. Timeless message. Of course, when this finds you, this is like within the month, it hasn't happened yet, but the month of United Statesian Thanksgiving. So we're getting so many pumpkins, so much harvest energy, that feathers, spirit communication. Especially the quill in her hand and near an ear as well as near an ear of corn. Very interesting. So very much so listening to the ancestors, listening to spirit, as well as with the quill in the hand is like you actively communicating with spirit, whether verbally or writing a letter, journaling. It's very important that you stay in active communication with your highest self, with your soul, and with your guides at this time. I'm almost getting a sense of it's like time to really gather up yourself and gather up your resources, gather up what is like yours. I'm getting, yeah, real harvest vibes. Like, honestly, it's time for you to it's like I'm getting like pay attention and harvest your crops, harvest your fruits, harvest what is available to you. Enjoy the fruits of your labor and enjoy it now. And I want to balance out, yes, do save some, like tuck some away, you know, save for a rainy day. That message is coming through, like with the abundance of what's being harvested here. I'm like, pardon me, I'm talking so fast. I'm almost getting like a mix of buckets, and I'm almost feeling like a king and queen of pentacles energy. Like there's a wisdom here and ancestors energy, like village ancestors, the wise queens, the older queens energy coming through. There's allocation and delegation of resources going on with this. I'm getting where it's like we have a harvest and it's like, okay, we're going to put this towards the feast day and the celebration and thanking God, Goddess, Source, and the ancestors in our village, celebrating, okay, here's our celebratory stock. Then here's the resources we're going to use for like our short-term immediate needs, whether that's like for selling and that the part for personal consumption. Then we're getting into the medium term goals, like, okay, what needs to be packed away and stored away? What can we put to the side? What can be packaged up and like shelved and sold and commerced or whatever? And then the long term is like, okay, what can be really like fully airtight, sealed, packed away, put into the cellar, put into the pantry, not in direct sight, not on direct display, not actively open, not actively being utilized, but still needed to be harvested and tucked away so that it wasn't wasted and didn't go bad. It's like I'm getting this mix between short-term, pure pleasure enjoyment to short-term, more strategic and being wise and keeping things going, to then the midterm and longer-term allocation and use of these resources and this harvested goodness. And so this element of gathering. And with it, I just gave the narrative of like the resource part of it. I'm also getting like gathering and the gathering of people and a gathering as in coming together, likely tying into, you know, the Thanksgiving holiday type of energy present at this time and coming through. So I'm getting this energy of maybe right now. Oh, I'm getting multiple things. Okay, thank you, Holy Spirit. There's the homework of what you're being gathered to do and what I just channeled and the different buckets and pockets of that. Ooh, right under my nose, confirmation. Then there is I'm getting the energy of gathering your tribe. I'm getting the energy of like preparing. Yeah, like preparing for that feast day with your community, preparing for the gathering with your community and tribe, and really like be honest with yourself and only gather and connect with the people that you really want to be connecting with, that are, you feel like honestly safe and secure and inspired and supported by and with. I'm getting the sense of this energy of be at tables with people that you truly want at your table / whatever table it is, only be at the table because you really want to be there and it's with people that you really want to be with and that you respect. Especially with the resources you're bringing and sharing, or if you're hosting. It's like, I'm essentially getting, prepare the table for you and your tribe / the table is being prepared for you and your tribe. It's reminding me of that, what is it, religious phrase and concept. It's not limited just to religion, but that Christian, Christy phrase of, you know, God preparing a table before your enemies. That is coming through, that energy and vibe. So I'm getting the sense of spirit is also aligning and setting the celebration and setting the table. And so you're going to be feasting, you're like elevating, you're glowing up, and there may be some quote unquote haters, some enemies, some people from the past. Like there's going to be people who may want a piece of your pie, whether they see a literal tangible version of your pie, your harvest, your rewards, or if they just energetically perceive it and you're like glowed up, you're glowing up. People are going to want some. However, you're not here for everybody. Not everybody's here for you. And not everybody is getting fed off of what you've got going on. Like the universe is making sure that just the right ones get what you're offering. In addition to that, you're getting with people where there's a more healthy and balanced like energy exchange and sharing of resources and goodness. We're going to get some tarot to bring this further down to earth. Please and thank you. Yeah, I'm really getting though, it's like you're in a more abundant timeline and you're coming into this victory and victory celebration. Like the competition is like really wrapping up and coming to a close, and it's like we're getting to the finale and the universe is preparing you for like a big victory finale and things like that. However, it's like by the time we get there, it's you've learned and grown so much along the way and you've elevated so much. It's like really give yourself your flowers, enjoy them as you receive them. And you don't have to be entertaining people from the past and like, yeah, the haters and the hateration. It's like, I'm really getting, it's like, your victory and your crowning is assured. And it's like, everybody that was hating on you, hating your drag, doubting your artistry, trying to invalidate you, whatever, it didn't matter. It did not matter. It does not matter, let alone it did not matter. Like, you deserve this. You have been groomed and designed and guided by spirit, and you've allowed this yourself and done so much yourself as well, where it's like the hate don't matter. It's like people are gonna have to see you on that finale stage, recognize you as a crowned winner, a crowned queen, and it doesn't matter if there are the haters out there, because it's like you got it because it's yours. It's meant for you, and you do have an amazing impact. You are changing the world for the better. You are making the world a better place by sharing your true creative spirit and unique artistry, voice, and brand. And only the right people are going to be allowed at your table. Spirit is like A, blocking them out, but also B, I feel like you've learned and you've been taught enough, a lot, to not be allowing the haters back up into your life. Like, yes, you can make amends. Like, I'm getting the like the vibes of how when there is drama between contestants on Drag Race and you witness, like, it reminds me, okay, they're giving me the image of like were they season 16? I can't remember what 16, what number of season they were, but basically a mandatory meeting in Plain Jane, reminding me of those drag queens, and particularly how, like, essentially, especially the way it came off, Plain Jane was like very, very disrespectful and rude, and the way she was like shading a mandatory meeting, and like it didn't feel like playful shade, or, you know, it came off hateful and mean. Dead ass, it came off hateful and mean. And it led to a mandatory meeting like really not liking, like they don't like each other, and they just refer to each other as colleagues and coworkers when work events have them overlap, right? And so I'm getting this energy of, you're not, like, if you are the mandatory meeting in that situation, it's like, you're not hating on Plain Jane. You're not even trying to focus upon her. Like, you're focusing on you living your best life, living your drag, living your truth, and elevating. And it's like the plain Janes in your life showed you who they truly are, and you've made your own decision. Like, that's not your type of person. That's not your type of drag. That's not like in alignment with your ethics and communication patterns and behaviors. So while you like honor their ability and right as a human being to be who they are, they're not invited to your party. They're not invited to your table. Nobody's saying that they even want to be, right? Like, nobody's sitting here saying anything about that. However, it's like the doors are fully shut so that none of those characters can come back, whether they want to or not. They're not welcome at the event. They're not welcome to the party. And it's like when there are events, should there be events and places and spaces where your paths do have to cross, your contact will be minimal and you will be divinely protected. And because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have nothing to worry about. Like, people know your heart, people know your true spirit. And you honoring you, like, you needed to go through that gauntlet and go through that test and share that platform, and so that you could elevate around that kind of adversity, so that you could elevate around that kind of challenge and behavior and be like, okay, this is really hurtful, this is really disrespectful, this is really rude. Like, wow, one of my sisters is completely invalidating, crapping on my drag, and essentially like completely disrespecting and discrediting me and putting me down on camera in front of the entire world, and inviting people to view me in that kind of way. How horrible. Yet you're also realizing at the end of the day, with that being said, after recognizing like the disgusting nature of that person's character and language, you also realize at the end of the day, people are able to have their opinions, and anybody who chooses to believe them and go along with them, that's their prerogative. And it's like, with that knowledge, it's like, whereas before it was hurtful because it was like, you care about your reputation, and hey, nobody wants to receive like negative comments, and especially nobody wants to be pointed at in front of a room or in front of a worldwide audience and stage and be like somebody literally calling you crap. You know what I mean? But it's like, you've literally gone through those, like, such public humiliation, such public disrespect, like such disgusting, like, incompassion and like vile inconsideration that other people just claim as entertainment or just says is not that deep. Like, you know, people just telling you like, don't let it affect you, where you really had to circle the loop and like learn how to transmute it and not let it affect you. And not only that, let it make you stronger and essentially get to the point where it's like, okay, well, bad press is good press. And now I've like reworded my name and redesigned my name, where it's like, anytime you speak anything against me, I prosper. Anytime you speak anything against me, I grow stronger. Anytime you speak against me, you bring me closer to my guides, because you invoke more and more of my divine protection, the divine energy flow in my life. You're just gonna elevate me, elevate me, elevate me. In addition to, you also like are like, yes, let the world really see you and your people at your camp for who and what y'all are, so we all can like go where we're meant to go and flow. It's like you went through all of that stuff that broke you down in a lot of ways and was set to make you down. However, it's like you bounce back and you bounce higher, because it was like, after such rock bottomy type comments and moments, it's like the choice was, well, do I let this wicked witch bind me with their words and block my blessings, block my career, block my visibility? Do I let this vile creature like keep me out of experiencing community and tribe? Do I let this person's intentions to incite like wickedness against me make me think that they're going to be successful with any and everybody in the world? Absolutely not. F that. This is where it's like, you've gone through all of these like crazy, wild, painful challenges back to back to back, five. So that as you reach that platform of victory, nobody can take it from you. Nobody can challenge you. Nobody will have a leg to stand on. And even if they have a legitimate claim about something for you to be accountable for, I'm not saying you'll escape quote unquote accountability should it be necessary, but it's like, people can only hold you accountable for things like that are real and legit. And even with you being held accountable, your accountability will not result in you losing your crown, will not result in you losing everything, will not result in you having this major fall and invalidation and being put back into obscurity and lack and hiding and minimalization. Like, your greatness has reached a new level of solidification, first and foremost in and of yourself and with the divine. And now it's about living and operating with humility from that space. And keeping the humility, yet not letting that, don't get it twisted, being confident and being certain that you're that chick. Almost said it, but you know what I mean? Like, you're the one. And so it don't matter if even in the past you had a brick-faced moment. You're the kind of person where it's like, at this point, you're really clocking the person who's disrespecting you and wanting to point at your past and trying to bind you to a past version of yourself through that judgment, trying to trigger and bind you through past insecurities, past negative feelings, past lower vibration, trying to keep you there. It's like now, whereas before, you know, it would re-trigger hurt and bring up hurt, it's like now you can acknowledge that hurt, yet it doesn't faze you. Maybe you feel a little ping. For some of you may feel a ping pong. For others, no, not really. What's going on is you're like clocking. You're more so just naming, clocking, and like disempowering, disabling the destructive effects these offensive comments would try to have or do. You're more so like, okay, you're pointing at a past version of me and you're literally trying to block my blessings. Like, how much does that say about me versus what does it really say about you? Particularly, how much is that saying about me right now versus how much is this indicating and telling us all about you right now? And you're more in this position in power, whereas maybe before those comments would either get you silent, get you upset. Now you're even more like discerned and wise, where yes, I'm not saying you're going to react or respond to everything, but you're also more able to disrupt and kind of like spin the attention and the spotlight back on the person who would dare try to step to you, who would dare try and hold you in contempt. You're able to redirect and reflect all of those questions back with even more eloquence, with even more wisdom, and with even greater analysis and breakdown of them. Able to spin it back on them and be like, okay, but what is this saying about you right now? What kind of point are you making? Like, what kind of destruction are you engaging in? Why? What is this cruelty for? Like, you're witnessing how people project out their own insecurities and pains, and they're trying to make you the enemy or trying to get other bandwagon hoes to make an enemy out of you. And you're just like, you're nipping all that in the bud and you're numb to all the BS. It's like the haters and the bandwagon hoes, like they're like, they don't matter to you. Like, they really don't matter to you. It's like more and more like these other queens in the workroom, like the haters, it's like they don't matter. And even if they are coworkers and colleagues in the greater field of what you do, more and more they are being phased and etched out of your reality, your experience of reality, so that you won't even be crossing paths with them anymore. And when you do, there's going to be so much protection, so many things in between, in addition to so many ride or die people in your camp and on your side, that even if people try and bring the rah-rah, bring the BS and start that noise, like, not only do you now have like the competent eloquence to control, alt, delete, shut that mess down with the quickness and ease, you're not even going to have to. You're going to have other people who are going to shut that stuff down and nip it in the bud for you. Especially if this person, like, let's say y'all have to, for whatever reason, share a platform, share an environment where you both have like a performance or something, just sticking with that metaphor. It's like, if that person even tries and brings that rah-rah or that negative energy or like just unhappiness, like petty drama BS into the workroom, into the space, the facilitator, the manager of the space, like whoever is like, you know, in charge, essentially, like they're gonna clock, like the minute they catch wind of it, the minute they clock it, they're gonna intercede. They're gonna intervene and shut that down. And they're gonna tell that person, like, you can either get right or get left. Well, I'm not, like, that doesn't happen in my workroom. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Not everybody has to be everybody's best friend, but we're not breaking people down. We're not ruining energy. We're not killing vibes before performances here. This is a team environment. This is a team space. We have an entire community to serve and empower. People came here to get their lives. We have children and elders and everything in between to empower and inspire. A community to uplift. I'm not tolerating that destruction in my camp. We're not eating our own, not in my house, not in this home. Get the F out of here if that's what you're about. You want to be a hater? Go be somewhere else. Like, I'm chopping it. Anything beyond the normal, usual, playful shade that queens have, anything like, none of that bully behavior. Nuh-uh. This is the life and timeline you're entering, where you will have more active and vocal allies. And wow, thank you, Holy Spirit, because that is something I have literally prayed for. I'm not even gonna lie, is having people who won't just freaking sit there at a table when I'm being actively disrespected and they're all just freaking stuck on silent, and I'm the only one who's sitting here defending myself or defending us, defending the group, and calling out the BS. Because Spirit even reminded me of like an energy and a story of like that earlier this week, where that happened to me like a year or so ago at a restaurant. So yeah, you're gonna get people who are strong. And see, community, 10 of Pentacles, you are moving into a stronger and more stable in community. People having your back, people like really lifting you up. 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, lots of Pentacles in alignment with the harvest season, resources. I'm getting 3 of Swords. I will get one more, please and thank you, Spirit. One more pop out to clarify what's going through here. Thank you, Justice. Okay, thank you. I figured it was coming to conclusion. You are 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Justice. Justice. Balance is unfolding in your life, and like all that justice energy, you even saw how I was channeling that just moments, like getting into about like none of that is going to stand. The universe like has your back. Real allies, vocal advocates, making sure like you get just and fair treatment. You're in the right space. Oh, even that throat chakra. I'll get some water. To be honest, it's like I feel as though Spirit is really saying like, stay focused on your community and your activities, your passions. With the juggling of 2 of Pentacles, usually that's about juggling multiple priorities. And I have been getting so many capacity related messages. For me, this is really about, I'm getting this balancing time, like working on your passion, your labor, your craft, to me, your service, and sharing that with community, in addition to just being in community and enjoying community for the sake of joy, contributing to others, like being in the active exchange, the giving and receiving of support and interactions, things of that nature. Like that's what's coming through for you. The 3 of Swords and the Justice, I feel as though Spirit, this is more so, because even when I saw the rain, I feel like what Spirit said to me is like the rainy season is ending. The rainy season is like at the close. So there's something about like whatever lingering wounds or pains that have been in your heart and whatever like connected thoughts that get triggered in your mind with that, it's fading away. The universe is helping like really make things right and put things in their rightful place. And as you focus on your passionate labor, your labors of love, paired with quality time with members of the community, like doing things for joy in addition to like self-care services, like I'm really getting a sense of living a really great life, a passionate, like nurtured and nourished life, where you split your time and you balance your priorities of what you're being called to do, what you're being called to work on, while also like using your resources on yourself and with community members, having fun. Like it's not one extreme or the other. It's a nice dance going on here, and like having time when you dance on your own in addition to dancing with people in community. So yeah, I really like the energy here of healed, empowered individuality paired with all of those community and team references. You've really elevated, and you're so supported. You're so supported, and you're really coming out of a phase in a cycle where it was a lot more individual, working hard, thriving, persevering, like you're out of the competition. And I believe the general channel I had earlier was really giving a lot of that divine warrior vibes and coming more into peace times. And I feel like with this pile, we got a different yet similar metaphor with the whole workroom and drag race. So please comment down below if this resonates with you. We're going to get a goddess guidance to close out with pile 555. I want to know what parts resonated with you, which cards really called out to you, which parts of the channel, because these are like some full readings. Yes, we have Butterfly Maiden, Transformation, card 555. You got transformation as your pop-out goddess. You saw me just shuffle this. Loud, live, and in color. Emphasis on the loud. Transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So this is no joke, collective. And this is, in some ways, I'm going to honor it. Like I was going to say, yo, and it was rough. Like Spirit wants me to acknowledge the parts that were rough because they're having me look at like this very dry, arid, various plateaus, stone mesa vibes. I don't even say that on the regular. I don't even live near a stone mesa, I don't think. And then also like this woods in the back, but it's very dark, very black, like very like thicket of branches. If it was rose, I know it's not a rose bush, but if it was rose bushes, it would be like in a dark forest with like thorns and stuff. Like, so we're getting between like dark forest vibes, stone mesa desert vibes. Like you have been legitimately transforming and evolving in some of the toughest climates, toughest regions, toughest areas, whether that be literally, figuratively, likely the combination of the two. Like where resources and nourishment may have even literally been scarce, like in a desert, like scarce. And you still absorbed, like called in and absorbed and followed your intuition and faith, the nutrients and resources required, let alone surrender to the process to legit transform and become this butterfly. And to come out of all of this density and low to the ground energy and become light, lighter than a feather, and fly again and fly free. Bottom of the deck for y'all. I'm gonna keep it. Sulis, bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. And I love how we got the bodies of water card after I was also talking about that arid and dry energy. Okay, so this is the invitation, like making sure you're hydrating. And remember how I had that cough and got really dry throat even just a moment ago? So that water message coming through. Really hydrate yourself, leverage the power of water magic, program your water, set intentions with water, do water rituals, whatever calls for you. Yeah. Like really going with the flow, intentionally recharging and nourishing yourself, taking care of yourself goes a long way right now. And remember to take care of yourself and recharge and honor your capacity because you really are in a big transformation time and space right now. This is a big chapter. This is a big energy that's unfolding. Like I'm getting, just stay prepared for the finale. Stay prepared for the finale performance. And you know how the finale happens like usually, on the season of Drag Race, there's like the time where the contestants are picked for the finale, and then there's the actual filming of finale. And there's like a gap of time in between, a chunk of time in between, where people can go home, they can get prepared for the finale, get their best drag ready, choreograph the number of performance. Some people, even in the short amount of time, they also like They catch up on wellness appointments, sometimes like cosmetic things as well, but they pretty much get themselves taken care of inside out, outside and back again, so that they can hit that stage, the coronation ceremony, if you will, like ready for a spectacular show. What I feel like is going on right now is I feel like that is the time, space, and period this collective is in right now, where it's like you're being get together, you're getting put together, you're being asked to put yourself together, so that when the moment comes for like this big like finale performance, in addition to this big platform opening up, like this big event, you're showing up looking and feeling your best. And you're showing up looking and feeling your best and having let go of so much of the anxiety and stress that built up during the competition and while you were in the workroom, like while you were in that place and space in that pressure cooker environment. It's like now having released and relinquished it, where like, yes, there may be, you know, the final crowning hasn't happened. We still care about winning, things of that nature. Yet there's this element, there's this opportunity to really approach it where it's like, no matter what, I'm an amazing winner. I've made it so far. I have elevated. I have opened countless doors and opportunities, so that regardless of whether somebody here gives me a physical crown and contract or not, even if I don't get one through here, this platform and exposure alone has now literally magnetized me towards and opened up so many doors to aligned opportunities, in addition to opportunities that I will decline because it doesn't align, whether with me, my virtues, values, or my schedule confirmation. It's like you legit have opened up so much. So I'm getting the sense of relax more, allow yourself to at least be more relaxed, be more proud and celebratory of yourself, how far you've come, and just be ready to enjoy this platform and trust that no matter what, success is already here, success is incoming. Just surrender the how and the rigid what forms the success is coming in. It's like, don't be married to the title of the crown. You know what I'm saying? It's like, honor your feelings and emotions that you want to win Drag Race. You want to be the next drag superstar. You want that crown. However, it's like, remember, if you don't get that crown, you are still a legend. You are still an all-star, and you are still going to have all-star and legendary level opportunities available to you. And in reality, it's like, remember, whenever one door closes, you know, it does lead to another. So even if you don't get crowned on this particular show or platform, who's to say you're not going to get booked and blessed on another show or platform that recognizes you or does you better or whatever, okay? So with that being said, let's close out this pile with your book, card 21, with The Gatherer, because I want to read the essence and invitation just to see how it wraps up with this one. So the essence: before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. Invitation: look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. Yes. Okay, I love this. So kind of like sealing this in and tying this together is like, you have more than what you need, an abundance of materials, an abundance of resources to really be living your best life. So whatever scarcity you're kind of feeling right now, it's like these mental, it's very much like a mental like program seeking to pop up or deceive you. And it's like the more and more you disrupt that, the better. In addition to remembering like what we channeled in the spread, it's like you are not alone. You have community, you have tribe. This is for you. You're not alone in this. at all. Okay, collective 555. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. Let me know what resonated with you. Comment down below. Come back soon. Use the links in the description box if you want a personal reading, because as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And yeah, we'll be back soon. Alrighty. Now let's get to the final pile, 1212. Okay, I did not expect this pick a pile to be so beefy and so full for the last two. And I almost admittedly didn't do this one because I was like, you know what? I might just let it be a 2 pile reading. However, 144 on the timer. I'm not going to play the 1212 collective. Spirit was like, these channels needed to be as long as they were, because there were folks out there who are really almost needing this calibration support, because there are a lot of factors and forces seeking to destabilize, seeking to distract, seeking to derail people right now. And the fact that I'm speaking with you, 1212 collective, like this is likely my alchemist collective, where you are, however practical and pragmatic you are able to hold space for unpleasant spiritual concepts and truths, more nuanced and colorful truths. You're able to have more nuanced perspectives with darkness and shadow, in addition to light and bright. I'm getting more like world walker, shapeshifter, waymaker, way shower energy and vibe, like straight up. Not to say the other piles don't have that or didn't have that. It's like kind of like are coming out the gate. This one is very like cosmic, especially when I get into like the 4-digit angel numbers with me. I often feel like I'm getting into the power cosmic, cosmic harmony, cosmic duty, cosmic responsibility, cosmic repercussions, cosmic level consequences and happenings. So what retrograde remedy wants to come through with this collective, giving such a cosmic level of consciousness? $1212 collective, with you right now, this is and this is not being said to annoy you or just say something obvious. Please give yourself and be extra gentle with yourself and give yourself extra grace, as well as time and space, to really handle and process emotional waves and flare-ups. Like where emotions and feelings, like I don't inherently want to say easily triggered. However, it's like I feel as though your emotions and feelings can go in one direction or another, like change and shift more radically faster at this time, particularly if you allow them to get away from you. I want to hold space for authentic feeling and emotions and allowing things to come up as they are. What Spirit is guiding me towards, though, is really bring yourself back into your deep breaths and pause and your faith, as well as your healthy practices, because some of what is coming up and coming at you really is seeking to derail and distract you and like delay your evolution and delay your glow up. Like this collective, you're an active transmuter and destabilizer, essentially of lower vibration and agents of lower vibration. And sometimes when you are going through massive activations, awakenings, upgrades, and shifts, that is known. It is apparent, it is known in your energy signature and in your aura, particularly for the entities, forces, and beings who are attuned and or sensitive to that. And so when this happens, While this is also a time where more support is sent our way from our guides and teams, there are also other energies and forces sent that would test us, test that support, that would give our support essentially a job to do. With this collective, you've been navigating and dealing with that, whether you're super conscious and aware of it and acknowledging of it or not. And so with all of this being said and acknowledged, I'm feeling guided to say, like, use more and more of your power and authority to rebuke, reject, cancel, clear, delete, denounce, essentially turn away, blind, deafen, and mute any and all lower vibrational energies, entities, forces, monitoring spirits, things of that ilk. Giving them all over to Source, banishing them all to the judgment of Source, to the Most High, ridding yourself of that and any density, any problems they seek to bring your way, giving it truly to God, giving it truly to Source. So energetic cleansing and clearing consistently is going to be good. Consistently, like, listening. Also, this is a collective where not only do I want you listening to cleansing and clearing type things and that kind of work and prayer, I really want to invite in listening to mantras, music, songs, and sounds that make you smile, that get you to smile, that have you feeling lighter and happier and brighter. Getting more levity in and around you, your home and space. It's important not only to be focusing on the seriousness and all the serious responses and serious practices. With this collective, it's like there is so much of like that. I'm getting like responsible. I'm almost getting like with this collective, this is like, you don't have to literally be the elder sibling. I'm getting though like responsible sibling, responsible person, like caretaker in a group, and maybe not the caretaker because you always want to be. It's like you're the person though who reads the room. You are the person who can connect dots and clock what's missing. You're the one who remembers and notices who didn't speak, who didn't contribute in a group. Like, you notice these details, and your attention to detail and your attunement to like completion and comprehensiveness is so great. And you're so aware of what there is to do and what can be done. Spirit is wanting to help melt away like oversaturation of seriousness, of stress, of doing too much, with joy, with play, with music, with lightness, with levity. So for example, this collective, especially if Robin's song Dopamine has been coming up a lot for you and finding you, this could be like a song synchronicity for you. Okay, and now I knew this collective was going to be a super magical one, and here we go. We had card 33, Ascended Masters, popping out with the magic card from this Mystical Shaman Oracle, this deck. So it doesn't surprise me with this collective. I really, with the 1212, the Cosmic Consciousness, definitely getting like the alchemist vibes, ascended master vibes. You're a living ancestor, a living elder vibe. You are here actively anchoring in, activating light codes. You are energetically like terraforming the planet, like on spiritual layers and levels, superimposed layers and levels. Your energetic work is pretty much terraforming this world and this reality for a more high vibrational, loving and compassionate, connected experience, life. And like, your words have power, your magic has power, your spells are spelling, like what you're doing has been done, let alone it's being done, it's unfolding. This collective 1212, you're an agent of the divine, you're a magician, you're an alchemist. It's like you you know, you feel, and you accept all of these things, these truths. The remedy you seek right now is relief. The remedy you seek right now is relief, is what's coming through for me. This is a collective where you've accepted your duty, you've accepted your responsibility, you've accepted your role, and you continue to accept it. Yet you're seeking relief because there's a huge part of you that feels like you haven't received, you haven't reached, and thus you haven't received. Like being at that layer and level where life really feels so much lighter and easier, particularly on the physical layer and level. Like you've acknowledged ease in your life, you've acknowledged how things have changed for the better, the ways in which you do feel better, the way in which your mindset and perspective has changed and opened up for the better, becoming, you know, more patient, more abundant, more loving, more compassionate. It's like you're clocking all these things, and at the same token, you're acknowledging so much fatigue that has come along with this healing journey, and then the awareness of this fatigue, of the energy of what you've been through, these battles, you're like, I haven't reached like that amazing place and space where I am like, I'm getting the energy where you're like, I haven't reached a place and space where I really am the wizard in the tower, like enjoying being in my study and studying and playing with my magic and practicing my magics and refining my magics in this artist space, in this safe space. You're like, I've been doing all this work with this promise of like having this amazing land, this amazing kingdom, this amazing castle, this amazing study, like my magical place, my sanctuary. You're legit like, I have elevated and done so much, and I'm just really ready for sanctuary, spirit. Oh wow. Like you're like the sacred warrior I was talking about in the beginning, but now this is coming through as a magician archetype, an analogy. It's like you're ready for sanctuary, you're ready for greater peace. Like this collective, you are more like, yeah, I feel as though you really, I don't like to use the word resigned to your duty, but that's what keeps coming through. It's like you're resigned to your duty, resigned to your role, and you keep doing it, yet there's this part of you that feels a little deflated, a little empty, a little low energetically. Because you really want to be in a more relieved place. Like you're ready to not be stressed. Like you want to be living and feeling it on a physical level, like being in a comfortable and cozy, very well resourced, magical space and life. And it's like you've seen it so much for others. You've done so many things to take the right steps in the right direction to even get you here in this now. And you're aware you come a long way. Yet there is a big part of you that's just kind of like, I've been building, I've been building, I've been building, I've been building, I've been channeling, I've been channeling, I've been channeling, I've been channeling. Spirit, where is this collective? I'm really getting this energy where you're like, to spirit, you're like, where is the physical manifestation of this magical tower? Like, I am tired of just existing and visiting on the astral plane. I'm tired of just visiting there and being there in my imagination, and in my heart space. This collective is like craving and driving towards something more tangible and bringing things into form, and really wanting to know, like wanting to know what you need to be doing. Like basically you're wanting to know, okay, what do I need to do for my mindset, my energy? Like how to basically, what is out of alignment? And you don't even care too much about the what. You only care about the what that's relevant to the process. You're more so really being like, Spirit, what do I need to do to be in alignment so that I have this physically manifested relief here now? You're just like, what is my assignment to have this physical relief? So let's get the tarot to bring this down into form, please, and thank you, and see what is Spirit's response. Eight of Swords came out reversed. I'm going to take it in the reverse. Please and thank you, Spirit. Please grant us some more understanding. They're so close to jumping, but not fully. Hold on. Eight of Swords. I feel like that's also reflecting this energy where you've had it with your own mind, with your own thoughts. Okay, here's the Tower card, the Tower coming through. So Tower energy. I was wondering if that was going to come through. Please and thank you, Spirit. What's coming with after the Tower? Because with this Eight of Swords, I feel as though you've really taken a lot of blinders off. Oh, there we go. The card just passed out horizontal with the Chariot. I'm going to take it and I'm going to get another one. It's like you've pretty much decided to like take the blinders off and just almost like get out of your own way with your own power. Like you have accepted your magic. You've accepted you're an ascended master. You've accepted you're the alchemist, the co-creator of your life. You're no longer like, I'm getting this energy where it's a very weird mix of certain like apathetic acceptance, yet it's like that's what you're leading with, yet underneath it and energetically what's really driving up the surface is more of this anger and frustration, like creative anger and frustration that's coming from the acceptance of being like, all right, you know what? I'm so effing magical. You tell me I'm so magical. I'm so this, I'm so that, Spirit. Well, let's make it happen then. Let's make this magic. Let's land this then. Like, come on, Spirit. Like, what do I need to do? Like, let the lightning strike. Like, what do we need to do to really flip and reverse this foundation and get me going? Get me where I'm meant to be, where I want to be. Like, letting the relief come in. I'm coming out of self-limiting beliefs, self-imposed limitations, especially a lot of doubt and lack. And you're like, not say you're trying to call the universe on their bluff in like a rude way, but you're more so like being like, okay, Spirit, like, let's freaking go. Let's go. I've sacrificed it all. I'm willing to have it all break down. Like, let's make the move. I want forward progress. Let's go. What do I need to do, Spirit? How do we move forward? I'm ready to ride. I've got what I need. I've got the materials. I've got my crown. I've got my wand. I've got the essentials. I'm not holding on to the past. That was close. Almost popped out, but didn't. Come on, Spirit. One more. Following the Chariot. Oh, of course, you want to do the most. Then we have the Hermit wanting to be on the Chariot, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and Strength. Okay, here's the thing. What I'm getting is like there's this energy with this pile, this collective. You've done so much work to believe in your magic, believe in your power, to get out of those self-limiting beliefs, and you really did the work. Tower-like moments and events came along to really like shake up the foundation, and you're wanting that relief. You're wanting to get to greater ease. You're wanting to truly move forward and progress. There has been news, there's been messages, there's been updates, there's been things that have even hit you in your heart space, like you've really felt it. And to the point where you've also needed to rest, you've needed to take it easy. You've likely been having like some physical symptoms, some physical pains, physical sensations to deal with as well, let alone whatever you were feeling like emotionally and mentally with it. This also I'm feeling as like physical layers and levels where you've needed to rest, you've needed to honor your capacity and take it easy. Because you're also really integrating a lot of the downloads, the attunements and transmissions that have been coming through for you at this time. You are going through a very deep cellular activation and change. And so that's why it hasn't been as easy to just, like, this is coming out horizontal. It hasn't just been as easy to move forward and have like this very like linear, we're moving forward at a breakneck speed and pace. It's like the breakdown happened and you're aware and you know in your soul that forward movement is here and coming and unfolding, yet there needed to be a bit of an acceptance and rest and integration period. There needed to be a reconciliation and reconsideration of who you are now and what your capacity is like now and what you require optimally now and what you can do or perform now, before then you move forward with greater momentum and things come in. And also it's like being in this mode, being more in receptive mode, because things are going to come to you. Oftentimes you feel like you need to be the one who's maybe driving the charge, moving the vehicle, making things happen, moving things forward. And recently Spirit is more like, no, you've got to be open to receiving. We need you more in a receptive mode, and we need your cup full. We need your energy as charged as possible. Like basically you need your strength, last card in this line. You need your strength for what lies ahead. And that comes from taking care of yourself, resting, nurturing and nourishing yourself, honoring your highest and lowest selves, your more animal instincts and your more highest self and soul instincts, if you will. Slow me down. Really allow yourself, when you feel called to and you need to rest or take it easy, please do. Your progress is not meant to be like, this is not meant to burn you out further. A lot of, like, with this collective, I would like for you, 1212, to keep in mind moving forward in heart that Spirit is really answering your prayer for this to be easier and for you to have more relief, and for this to not be as hard and as tiring, as draining. And yet a big part of you like receiving this blessing is you allowing yourself to change and do less when your body is calling for less, and trusting that you will do more when the right moment calls for it, when the aligned opportunity arrives and comes for you as well. There is an element about moving forward with greater ease and with a lot of this white purity vibes. And now I get unconditional love with Mary Magdalene. Love yourself, others in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. This is calling for such love and softness and sweetness, as well as that white, the purification energy. Because I'm looking at the white of this character, and then also the white of the human on the strength card. So much like purification energies, coming into softness, letting things go, letting go of density. Bottom of the deck, we leave sacred space when Nematona, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. So your energy right now really is about cleansing and purifying your energy, staying connected with source love, unconditional love, love of self, love of life, listening to love, letting love guide you, making decisions from love and soul wisdom. Taking the time to be in spaces to rest, to reflect, to integrate, to not rush, to not force the fit, to allow things to come towards you. To trust that you can put your energy out there in aligned moments and spaces, especially if you're using social media or whatever, but also give yourself breaks, have boundaries, know when to walk away, close the phone, turn off the laptop, things of that nature. Because whatever's coming in is right underneath your nose. Yet what I really feel like Spirit is guiding you, this collective, is like they really want you to be in They want you to be well rested because you have prioritized resting and relieving yourself first and foremost and taking care of yourself. And then from there, also being in a vibration of love, like loving life, loving all of the things in your life. Like I'm getting high gratitude in addition to enjoyment of life and the things that are around you, the materials, the environment, the nature that are around you. Like straight up love and be loved. And being this loving energy, like it says, no matter what the outward appearances may be, it's like you really choosing to be you and being you, regardless of what's happening in the environment, regardless of whatever's happening externally. It's like you're committed to being this version of yourself that you have chosen to be through and through, very loving. And when it gets to be too much, when life is too much, this is why they're reminding you, it's like, take the break, go in your sacred space, recalibrate, take it easy, and step back into the love, come back into your balance, come back into your harmony. Essentially, you've grown so much and developed so much. It's like, don't lose your harmony and the progress that you've made thus far by like essentially becoming too lazy or giving up on all the practices and habits and ideas that you've learned and cultivated thus far. It's like, do your best by in with yourself and let spirit help you, let spirit guide you. It's like with this collective, it's like the worst thing you could do is give up. I feel like with 1212, you're not going to. Yeah, I feel as though that's what you're dancing with right now. It's like the temptations to just not do what you're called to do and not believe in yourself fully and not have confidence in yourself fully. And so I'm here to encourage all of those good things. All right, I feel pretty complete, 1212. Let me know how you feel down below. Please comment. Let me know which parts really, really resonated. Because I know it was a lot to this channel. Oh, with this channel, sorry, 1212, I hope you're still here. Card 33, you need to get read from the Mystical Shaman Oracle because I did it with everyone else and I don't want to leave you behind. Card 33 with magic. The essence. This symbol represents the infinite intelligence of Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of this magic through synchronicity or meaningful coincidence. The invitation. When magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you're being invited to call it in and recognize the dance and synchronistic events, signs, symbols, and omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world. Excuse me, this is a sign that Spirit is reminding you that you co-create your world in a sacred partnership. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs that show you what next action to take. Right now, it appears that you are on the right track to make your dreams come true. Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf. Pay attention. Magic gives birth to miracles. So you are on path for miracles. You are on path with manifesting and co-creating magic with the universe, with Spirit. So this progress you've been calling in, it's like it's all on the other side of the limiting beliefs, the doubt that you've let go of, allowing change to come in and be massive, and remembering that it's best to manifest from a full cup. Taking breaks, taking pauses, allowing space to be in the receptive mode and receptive energy like we channeled in the beginning, so that things are drawn towards you and comes towards you, and the right resources and people to co-create with in this chapter all unfold as they're meant to. All right, so there you go, 1212. Send you so much love and gratitude. I'm Dil Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide. Links are down below. Book a personal reading if it resonates with you, or energy calibration session. And please like, subscribe. I want to know that I am reaching people out there. Like, I really want to know that this found the right people when it was meant to. So as far as like energy exchange, free energy exchange, please engage. All right, I'm sending you love, hugs, and gratitude once again, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.